So he's now a witness for the prosecution that the prosecution can't trust. And then I have to try and find holes. Right. I have to find holes in a witness for the prosecution who's actually my friend. That sounds incredibly mistrial-y. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything you saw on the night of December the 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. Actually, the thing is, we do want him to mess it up so that we can poke holes in his thing. I hate to admit it, but you're our last chance. Again. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. Right. That night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then, just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. So that's the third shot, is it? That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. Even for Larry. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Yeah, like, we've already had a guilty verdict. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Right, well, I'm going to press him on the what he was looking for and see if that does a thing. Night, I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and found it. Looking for something? Yeah. Mr. Butts, what was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gertie. That's surprisingly close to the truth, in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get it over with. I would disagree with that. So, because we're trying to set why was he on the dock? It's actually when. Around what time was that? There we go. That's the question I want answering. Well, let's see. I figure I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around midnight. Yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry, and also it wouldn't have worked at night anyway. I can't object to that. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Right, so that's where we present the boat picture, maybe. Maybe? No. Didn't I have a picture of the boat? I mean, that's the one that might be the most something we use later, but wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order, order. Well, Mr. Butts. Whoa. Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. No problem. That's just the most important part of this case. After I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Well, Nick, it's a pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful. I wish I could call my sister. That's fine. Out in a boat on the lake. Let's just press everything again. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? So many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay. First of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11 when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night. So I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. Why were you out on the boat at such a late hour? Okay. So we know it's about 11. But I can't... That's not new testimony for me to point out the contradictions. I was looking for something. We pressed it. Quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Let's just go through. Around what time? Oh, that's the one around what time. So... It's about 11. But again, I can't challenge that. So it's about 12, sorry. I can't challenge that, which is annoying. So this must be the 11:51. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about that. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Okay, so we've challenged that. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? It's a pretty wishy-washy testimony. I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. But the contradictions are in the pressing! Right. What have I got again? Do I give him that one? The one with the boat? Let's see... Maybe that's what I meant to do. Thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. The thing is, though, that's not a contradiction, necessarily. It's just, there was a boat. Okay, so, right, I'm going to save. And see what we get. Because I don't think that's necessarily a contradiction. It gives us something. Like, he only heard one bang. This evidence clearly reveals this contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. How exactly are that? There was a boat... Yeah, okay, they aren't, are they? Yeah, they are. It's just... That's not... So I'm trying to work out the time frame. Which means that that's the contradiction. Well, okay, so he's heard one bang. That's what we've gone over. So do I say he contradicted what someone else said? So we'll present this one. 2 sounds just after midnight. And then it'll be, well, it mustn't have been after midnight. This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction of that statement. I'm just going to reload. I'm annoyed. Right, because it's like... right. So that's the one he's seeing. Yeah. So that's the one we're seeing. That's the one we're at. He looks out, doesn't see a boat. So that's at 11:50, which fits with what he said otherwise. And I can't press with this, because I don't think I've got anything... That button. I haven't got anything to kind of display and challenge. Because the DL6 thing is irrelevant at this point. The 2 sounds doesn't fit with the 1 sound, although it is technically a contradiction. Can I present this? This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction. No, okay, so no, right, I'm just going to load again. Do I just keep pressing until the game gets bored of me pressing? Is that what I'm meant to do? Because that's dumb. Because these things are... I would argue these things are contradictory. He's saying he saw this. Right, so let's go back through. Let's start again and see if there's anything we can see. That night I was out in a boat on the lake. Okay. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? No, there were so many things wrong I don't know where to begin. Yeah, exactly. What time was it? It was after 11 when I went out on the boat. By that time everyone had gone home for the night, so I was waiting until the coast was clear, so to speak. Why were you out on a boat at such a late hour? And yeah, so it just goes around, like... Okay, so that he's not going to do anything with. Quietly slip the boat back in at the rental shop dock. What's this one? Around what time? Searching for about an hour, guess it was around 12. You're not sure. So that's where you raise, but the actual gunshot was 12:15. Where did it come from? I wasn't too sure about that. Looked around. And he looked at the lake, but he didn't see anyone. there a boat on the lake? Order, well... Whoa, whoa, everybody just calm down. I don't know if there was a boat or not. And then after I heard the gunshot, I went home. Only heard one bang. So there was one bang. He hears one bang. There's only one shot in the victim. I'm fairly sure that was the case. Maybe I'm misremembering that. The pistol was fired 3 times. So what is... So clearly there's a contradiction here somewhere. That night I was out in a boat on the lake. Like, that's not... Right, what evidence have I got? I have the lake photo, an empty lake at 11:50, but that's not a contradiction if he goes, I didn't see anything. Looking for something, and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Just as I was thinking about going home, I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Right. You didn't see a boat. Now, this doesn't help. But actually, that lines up. But that's not a contradiction. That doesn't make any sense. This evidence, yeah, it's not a contradiction. But it is in line with what he's saying. Yeah. And then I went home. There's nothing to believe. Right, what evidence have I actually got? So that's not evidence. That's not evidence. Time of death, sometime on the 24th. Right, that's just that. That doesn't actually have a boat in it, which is a bit silly, a bit strange. Heard that single gunshot. Let's try this one. It's fired 3 times, he hears 1 shot. Is this an objection? No, that's not a contradiction. So, right, there's a contradiction somewhere, because just pressing hasn't progressed things. The DL6 he's not talking about. We've got a parrot that's not relevant. Maybe that's the one. So after that single gunshot, and we go, okay, that contradicts. There we go. Okay, I was contradicting the wrong point with that. But that's not. We've had this before, where we've had a similar kind of argument where evidence says one thing and you've just said something different, and it's like, you only heard 1 bang, but. What he's saying isn't wrong. It contradicts the evidence, but it's not wrong. Which is a problem we had last time. Which is a problem I had with the last trial. The last trial day. Where it was like, here's something that proves what you've said is wrong, but what you believe was wrong. Whereas in this case, it's like, oh, actually, no, he heard 1 bang. That's not wrong. That's not a lie. It's contradictory to what we've heard before. Which was what happened last time. I remember that. Right. That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots that night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know, something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you gotta treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts! What? You only heard one gunshot? Are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Eh? Not sure. How could you not be sure? Oh my goodness. Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else. Something else. What were you listening to? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? Order, order, and stop that booing. Was that comment directed at me, personally? Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That a crime? Listen to my radio. Everyone listens to radio. What's the big deal? Mr. Von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. Do not accept this witness or his shoddy testimony. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue the testimony? Oh, yeah, continue. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Bah. Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. When he has lost. Very well, Mr. Butts, please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Right, what Larry heard. Okay. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an All Request show on the radio scene. I was listening to it real booming loud like. But I'm sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. You were listening to your radio at a high volume. Yeah, what's the big problem? Can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? Not really, based on how the legal system works. I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough, it is difficult to believe this testimony. Objection! Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ, you say? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is, when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Can't believe I'm continuing this charade. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. I mean, yeah. Well, what did you hear? That's what I was saying on an All Request show on the radio scene. Well, do you by any chance remember the name of the program you were listening to? This has nothing to do with the case, Your Honor. It does. It gives us the time frame. When exactly are we talking about? Objection sustained. The witness was listening to the radio. That is all we need to know. We need to know the time. And knowing what the name of the program was will give us that information. Tell us, Mr. Butts, how loud was your radio set to that night? That's not... How is that relevant? Okay, actually, no. That one, okay, that one's more relevant because it might disguise the sound. I'm sure I heard the gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. What did he say? What... Oh, she say. So, Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. It goes to kind of like he's saying he remembers of it. Indeed, Mr. Von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see some reason why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do you know if we don't ask him? Fine, very well. That's such a terrible thing. It gives us an exact time frame of when the gunshot was. This is important. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? She said, hey, it's almost Christmas. I heard the gunshot. So that's before 12. Are you sure? Of course I am. She had this real sexy voice. Okay, maybe Von Karma was right. I'm not sure how that helps the story. That does. This is the most ludicrous testimony I've ever heard. No, that's really useful. One gleaming ray of hope in there. I've got to press it until we get to the bottom of what happened. Wait, what? But that's the thing. Wait, hang on.